Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Breaking news tonight. Heavy smoke poured into the sky less than an hour ago in South Fargo.
On fire were storage units in the 1700 block of 25th Street South. We want to show you a video of the blaze sent to us by a viewer who drove toward the flames. We thank the viewer for that ground level look. Now here's a look at the scene a few moments ago. Firefighters, well, that's actually also on some videotape as the flames were now under control, we're told. That's from the Skycam captured about 30 minutes ago. Now we're told that the flames are under control. They were heavily damaged as part of the siding melting on the third stall. They're still on the scene and will be there for some time. No word on the cause and no report of injuries at this point. Stick with Valley News Live for updates on this particular story.
I was surprised that the flags were gone because, you know, people around here tend to be very patriotic.
20 American flags were recently stolen from a small town in Lakes Country, but with the help of social media, most of them were eventually returned.
Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop traveled to Dent, Minnesota, and spoke with flag owners about the bizarre case.
Red, white, and blue typically lines this street in the small town of 200 people, which swells up to 500 on the summer weekends. But weeks ago, Old Glory was taken.
We had all the guys out looking for them. I told them to look around. We said road ditches, any place we could find them.
To replace the stolen flags, it would cost the group about $400, so a post was made on social media, just asking for their return. Days later, an anonymous call was received.
Bank got a call saying that our flags are down here at the Lions shelter.
Ron came down here to this park and checked, and there were 16 of the 20 flags and their poles leaning up against this building right here. The only damage done was that they were all wet.
They were relatively in real good shape other than the fact that they're wet, and we dried them out, and there's only appears the 4 of them being missing.
Other people in the town are still surprised a symbol which represents all of us would be taken.
Probably will keep a closer eye, and that even though we're a small community, we do have a lot of mischievous things going on, and we got to be more watchful as a community.
Ron says he's just happy to have them back, but surprised the social media made the difference.
I didn't really believe that was going to bring them back.
The flags are tucked away for now, but will line the streets for the July 4th holiday. In Dent, Minnesota, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
As for the 4 flags still missing, the American Legion says they will replace those, but of course the cost is more manageable compared to the 20.
The Grand Forks Police Department is putting out another warning to lock up your homes and garages and vehicles after several more burglary reports in the southeast part of town. Officials say in the past 4 days, they have gotten multiple reports of burglaries in the Shady Ridge and Adams Drive areas. And this is the second warning they have put out for these sections of town. They're asking anyone with home security systems to check their footage from the past weekend. If you find anything unusual, you can contact police at 787-8013.
After a 2-year whistleblower investigation, the North Dakota Supreme Court disbarred Jesse Mattson effective immediately. Now he's ordered to pay nearly $60,000 back to his clients within 90 days. It was back in January the Minnesota Supreme Court disbarred Mattson. Today, the North Dakota Supreme Court ordered him to reimburse his clients $59,250. They also ordered Mattson to reimburse the North Dakota Client Protection Fund for any payments made to clients on his behalf and pay the costs and expenses of the disciplinary proceeding. That's another $250. A number of Mattson's former clients called our whistleblower hotline telling us that Mattson scammed them out of thousands of dollars. If you want to read the full order from the North Dakota Supreme Court, we've attached this link to our story on website at valleynewslive.com.
We're getting used to those hit and miss showers, and we've got more of the same today. Hutch, it doesn't mean we should cancel our outdoor plans, right?
Certainly, and not everyone will see showers and thunder showers this evening, but right now a line of them from the far northern Red River Valley near Pembina into Grand Forks County and also pushing into northern Stutzman County is our line of showers. A few rumbles of thunder. Our chance of severe is pretty slim tonight, but Carrington, heavy rain over you with a few rumbles. New Rockford, it's almost exiting your area, but for another 15 minutes, we could see some heavy rain. On toward Binford by 6:27 this evening, and Jamestown, if the storm showers hold together, by close to 7 o'clock. Here's a look at the showers in Nelson and Grand Forks County. Moving off to the southeast, they'll be near Grand Forks by 6:49 tonight. Hallock by 6:21. In Fargo, if we have any showers at all, it'll happen between 8 and 9 p.m. the way things are looking. Temperatures slipping through the 60s with breezy conditions from the northwest. I'll have details on our next chance of thunder in the forecast and our work week ahead coming up in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
A North Dakota man is fighting for his life in a Fargo hospital after a near drowning in a slough over the weekend. 57-year-old William Vandervoort was swimming east of Oaks last night. Friends lost sight of him and called 911 to report him missing. Authorities say Vandervoort was in 8 to 10 feet of water for nearly 20 minutes before he was pulled from the water. He's at Sanford Hospital in Fargo, where there's no condition at this time.
An Anderland man will spend 4 years behind bars because of a car crash that killed a 16-year-old boy. Ethan Stensgaard was sentenced today after being convicted of third-degree criminal vehicular homicide in the October 2016 death of Carter Peterson. Court documents say he had been drinking that night and did not stop at a stop sign, which led to Peterson's death. Stensgaard's blood alcohol level at the time of the crash was 0.23%.
A woman has been charged with DUI and drug possession after a mishap involving her van and a semi. It happened last night near Carrington, North Dakota. Authorities say 56-year-old Frances Gasper was heading east on Highway 52 when the hood of her van unhooked and blew up against the windshield. She slammed on her brakes, and that's when a semi rear-ended the van. The driver of the semi was not hurt. Gasper was transported to a hospital and then charged with DUI.
A man is facing charges after driving a car into the basement of a home in Grand Forks. It happened this morning at 2143 7th Avenue Northwest. When police arrived on the scene, they found that a car had destroyed a garden shed on the property and hit the home, entering the basement. Police say the driver of the vehicle ran away from the scene but was later captured. 32-year-old Jason Pellet of Grand Forks was charged with reckless driving and leaving the scene of an accident. No one was hurt.
A special vote will be held tomorrow over an issue that's divided Grand Forks for months. The question is whether to develop a downtown park into an apartment complex or keep it as is.
Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin tells us how you get to decide the future of downtown.
The city of Grand Forks is split, and the fighting has been over whether or not to develop this piece of land. A developer wants to build a $7 million apartment complex here that would generate some big-time tax revenue for the city. But artists and park supporters have come out in droves because they'd rather see this park kept just the way it is.
Talk to me.
Connie Rena's accent is harder to pick up when she's singing.
That's why the first time I heard about this, I was like, what?
An artist straight out of Long Island, New York, has a unique perspective on the Arbor Park decision.
Because we've always lived alongside of nature.
Coming from one of the most urban cities in the world, she knows the value of having green spaces.
On Long Island, oh my God, there's so much of that there.
But she thinks she's an unheard voice. She is one of many that walk through that park every single day.
On a clear day, about 30 seconds for me to walk it.
She says downtown is a great place to live, but dreads the idea of developing the park.
Dust, pollution, noise, for what purpose? We have lots right around these corners here.
Getting rid of a park to bring more people downtown is something this downtown resident will be voting against tomorrow.
And using nature as a way to replenish oneself spiritually.
She's hoping the music doesn't end tomorrow for Arbor Park. From Grand Forks, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
City officials say they'll be selling the lot at market value, and it will generate much-needed tax dollars. Around $100,000 per year will be generated after a 5-year tax abatement. However, this special election is already costing taxpayers. City officials say they hope the cost to taxpayers will be under $12,000, but won't know until after the vote. Voting is tomorrow for Grand Forks residents at the Alaris Center all day from 7 in the morning until 7 at night. A yes vote saves the park, and a no vote is a vote to develop it.
With school out for the summer, some North Dakota teachers are enhancing their classroom skills. 50 instructors from across the state are learning about the state's petroleum industry. They're attending a 4-day seminar focusing on the oil process. They even get to tour a drilling rig.
Trying to figure out ways to bring in real-life applications of mathematics, and that's what I'm hoping to get from this, some energy applications that are pertinent to our state.
The seminar has been hosted by the North Dakota Petroleum Council for more than 30 years.
If watching the U.S. Open this past weekend has you in the golfing mood, then we've got good news for you and other area golfers. It's a big day, especially if you're a fan of Fargo's Rose Creek course. All 18 holes on that course are open for play again. Most of the back nine has been closed for about a year because of a flood protection project. The course has been reconfigured to work its way around the dike. The driving range is again open as well.
I was out there yesterday, and for the 11 holes that we played, it's in really good shape.
Good.
Yeah. Bad enough to find out that your home is bed bugs. That's rotten. Later on Valley News Live at 6, what's making the experience worse for one South Fargo woman.
But first, more clouds are headed our way. Is rain part of that? Hutch will tell us right after the break.